All right, so our first exercise is going to be breathing over a bolster. So you're going to have your bolster, and then you're going to have a square folded blanket and a rolled folded blanket. You're going to align the rolled folded blanket over top of or underneath your hips, and then you're going to lay over top of it and breathe. So you'll set up like this, find something to support your head, and you're going to breathe in this position for about 2 or so minutes, thinking about letting your low back relax into the bolster, letting your legs relax to a comfortable position, and as you're breathing, thinking about filling this space in the back side of your rib cage and low back as you inhale. Next is sideline thoracic rotation. So you're going to start with your hips and knees bent to about 90 degrees. You're going to inhale here. Exhale, eyes follow your hand as you rotate open, going as far as you can comfortably. Pause here, inhale. You can either stay here for a couple breaths, inhaling and exhaling, moving a little further into the movement, or you can move in and out of it quickly and exhale as you close. Inhale, pause. Exhale, open. Inhale, pause. Exhale, close. This is designed to open up the mid and low back. The next one is hamstring 90-90. This is designed to help improve pelvic and ribcage alignment, as well as help drive hip internal rotation and get you to kind of release tension in the low back. You're going to dig your heels straight down into the surface they're on. You can use a couch, a coffee table, a chair. You'll have something between the knees. As you dig your heels down, your pelvis will naturally roll under slightly. Use the backs of the thighs to do that, though. I don't want you trying to just smush your back down with your abs. So think about the actual act of you driving your heels down is what's causing that motion to happen. Give a gentle block squeeze. Hold here for 5 to 10 deep breaths. On your inhale, try to think about filling this space throughout your low back and belly. As you exhale, you can relax a little deeper into it. Should feel a lot of engagement in the backs of the thighs on this one. So the next one is the hands and knees hinge. This is designed as a hinge prep exercise to teach you to maintain neutral pelvic alignment as you go into a hinge. It also helps you to find the glutes. So you're going to find neutral pelvis here first, moving in and out of like a cat-cow, finding that middle point. Once you've found that point, you're going to maintain that as you let your hips sink back. And at the backmost point, you want to stop before you feel your pelvis tuck under. At that backmost point, you should feel a little stretch across the glutes. Notice that stretch, feel that stretch, and then think about using those muscles to send your hips back forward. To me, it feels like I kind of have to like push my knees into the floor. That allows me to use those muscles. For you, it might be a little bit different. And you're going to move in and out of that, feeling what it feels like to move at the hips, but not at the low back. 10 to 15 reps just to warm that up. The next exercise is just teaching you to find your lower abs. So you can do this laying on your back or laying on your side or in sitting. I find sometimes for people side lying is easiest. I'm going to demonstrate here so you can see better. But what I want you to do is think about taking a nice diaphragmatic breath in. As you exhale, think about your lower belly below your belly button, drawing in towards your spine. Inhale, release all of that tension. Exhale, think about drawing in towards your spine. That muscle you're drawing in is the deep lower ab. When we give cues later that says engage your lower abs as you exhale, that's the muscle you should be feeling. This is another postural alignment exercise, so it's working on trying to stack the knee, hip, and rib cage all over top of one another. So for this one, you're going to come into this position. If you want to put a block or something underneath this knee for comfort, you can. You're going to make sure your knee is underneath your hip, which is underneath your rib cage. So you're not here, you're not here. If you need, you can give yourself a little tuck to help you get there. If you feel like you're already stacked and it feels pretty easy, you can add a little reach overhead. And in this position, you can practice trying to take those diaphragmatic breaths down into the lower ribs. feeling expansion all through here, keeping a relaxed neck and shoulders. And you can repeat on both sides 5 to 10 breaths.